president and all the ministers should be arrested. And I thought, well, that's a very bold statement. So it's good to see. It's
don't you think? You know you're getting poisoned. Have you had breakfast this morning?
Yeah, well, no, it's Ghana water, so I hope not.
Well,
but
if it's Ghana water, then you have a bit of galamsey in it. So when I say the president and the vice president, all the ministers for that fact, they should be arrested.
Well,
it's treasonous. To give us galamsey is treasonous. And we all know that. But we live in an environment of vegetarian lions, so they can't bite.
Well,
enough for the broccoli. Let's move forward.
Now that you're talking about treason, we just want to pick your quick thoughts on this entire Supreme Court, Apex Court, Parliament, executive, judiciary saga that has played out. Yesterday by 5-2 decision, the court ruled. Some still insist, the Chachuchikatas, and I've seen a lot of legal luminaries say the Supreme Court had no business even getting there because per Article 99, it's the High Court. I've seen Manasseh Azure Awini post that, so the Chief Justice says there was a constitutional crisis, but we've had SAL on our conscience, Santo Kofi Akpafu, Likbe and Lolobi for. I mean, there are different angles. Others also say the Supreme Court got it spot on. Your thinking on that?
Listen, 5-2 was it means that there was a clear majority. And we go to Supreme Court for interpretation and they have interpreted. How it got there, that's their business. But if it's gone to Supreme Court and they have an interpretation and it's conclusive, then we have to move forward. Take it a stand to say it's not a crisis. I don't know how the Speaker could overrule what has come out of the Supreme Court. At least that's why we have a Supreme Court. So if it's a body that we go to at the highest of moments where there's confusion that we need their interpretation and they've given one, you can't then go back and say, well, I have a difference of opinion on the way that I stand. We have to move forward with this thing. But the more interesting thing is, Benjamin, the passion that they have at this merry-go-round thing. I think it's a merry-go-round because they never seem to have this amount of passion when it comes to corruption. How about this amount of passion when it comes to corruption? How about this amount of passion when it comes to let's find out the people who are mutilating our lands and poisoning our waters? How about that? I never seem to see a passion like that. This is the struggle of the titans. They're going at each other, they're talking. Why don't we see the same display in Parliament when it comes to issues concerning Ghanaians? Is this thing about majority?
LI 2462, for example, which has allowed people to mine in forest reserves.
Well, there you go.
Since you're talking of Parliament.
You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about a Parliament that, personally, you don't want to hear my views on this Parliament. It's the most useless Parliament. Okay.
The 8th Parliament is the most useless Parliament.
It is.
Why?
Don't look at me like, listen, who said it? P&E said it, right? And he knows more than me, so I go by what he said.
No, but why do you think?
Because they haven't done anything. They haven't positioned themselves for the benefit of Ghanaians. Ultimately, that's what their mandate is. You tell me how Ghanaians have benefited from this Parliament. Tell me one thing, please.
They have held government to account on a number of issues, including on tax issues, tax handles.
It's funny how Ghanaians love to dribble. When you say they've held Ghana, to what result though? See, that's the one thing nobody looks at. Ultimately, we're looking for a favorable result that benefits the Ghanaian. Have we conclusively maneuvered this whole process for the Ghanaian to be human-centered in all of this? And it's no.
Would you acknowledge the difficulty, the challenge they have, this Parliament, because it's a hung Parliament? I mean, the Speaker himself said
the brains are still the brains have not changed, though. It's not about being hung or not being the same. The moving of chairs, the amount of brain. Listen, they don't have the mental capacity. Number one, because if you have the mental,
hold up. From where I said that's a low blow. Are you saying
it's supposed to be
you're saying parliamentarians don't have the mental capacity?
No, they don't.
You're saying that the 275, 276 people we have in there. that we selected to go and represent all of us.
Yeah.
They don't have the mental capacity?
Say it again if you want to. I'll give you a chance. You want to say it again? Say it again. Maybe they will hear and they will listen and they won't be able to say anything because that's the truth. And it makes it worse because they're 275. You could bring in Alibaba. You could bring in, well, not Elon Musk. Elon, your times have passed. But you could bring in Mark Zuckerberg or any of these guys, one person, and they could run the whole Ghana. You have 275. They're still twiddling their fingers, biting their fingernails, wanting to split this Ghana up and bring in more people because they think more will give us more. In this world of humanoid robotics and quantum computing and cellular intelligence and augmented reality and all these technologies, you don't need more to get more.
But it's not necessarily about more. It's about what work they do. They are legislators, mind you, first of all. And I think, Kofi Korateng, that a lot of them will take exception to what you're saying this morning. On the bit of fairness, you have crack academics here. The former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, himself an academic, political science, you have the current speaker, a doyen in the law, he himself, among other things they've done. I mean, these are people that, in a way, for a number of them, you say, Omwa Bobra. They have been there, done that. You're saying they have no reasoning?
But this is the problem we have as a people. We always look at Wama Bobra. You never look at the effectiveness of their Bobrano. What have they been able to, how have they impacted society? Look at our gutters.
But is that enough to say they are not sentient, they don't think? I feel that's a low blow.
No, it's not a low blow. You see, this is a problem. The problem is we never want to accept how bad our situation is. Benjamin, I've learned a lot from you, by the way. So this is partly Benjamin's fault because I listen to him all the time. But anyhow, let's put it aside.
Blame me, right?
But the truth of the matter is, Benjamin, we have to start looking at this and square on and say, what value have you brought to the lives of Ghanaians? What is the unemployment rate? We give away our gold. We give away our oil. We are a petrol importation nation. Everything from Kobe to Gary pricing predicates on oil. We decommissioned Tema Oil Refinery just to give our resources to Sentio. Sentio comes in and sets up the biggest oil refinery in Africa and use our own equipment that we have decommissioned in Tema Oil Refinery to now give us oil. And we know our top, Ben, I learned this from you, our top 3 things, imports into Ghana, out of the top 5, 3 are petroleum products. Right or right? So you sit on oil, yet your top 5, out of your top 5, 3 are petroleum products, and it's killing your economy because that's how prices are indexed. And then you come in and you say there are 275 of you, and you have the mental capacity to put the country right. Prove that. Prove that. Give me one instance how you could prove that. And I will take this back. I'll take this. Matter of fact, I'll quit running for president. I'm not going. I will refuse. I'll be.
Interesting point, though. Were you about to speak Chi? Were you about to say something? I found that in.
Yeah.
You're about to say something.
See, it's Benjamin is getting the bits and pieces out of me. That is a reflection of his feelings. So if you're watching us today, it's more